All right. This is like take 3 today and take 50 from yesterday. Welcome in. We are going to give as much energy as possible, as much energy as Wendell Gregory gives out on the field. Welcome in. We are doing a behind the film series. If you haven't been following over on X/Twitter at Joseph Griffin JG or Gamecocks Digest, man, what a morning. We're doing that series where we're kind of just breaking down all of the signees from this previous early signing day class for the Gamecocks each and every single week. We're going to have a guy each week. We've got about 5 or 6 lined up right now, doing a couple of interviews, having those quotes and everything over on Gamecocks Digest. Then on Wednesdays, yes, I know it's Thursday, having the video up here and for you and kind of just showing you what exactly I see. Now, before we get into it, I want to do this to make sure you understand what I saw. I'm not explaining everything I saw to you, but just from talking to people. The best thing, in my opinion, to not only better yourself, whether it be in your daily job, whether it be as an athlete, whether it be as someone who's trying to make sure they can put their foot into or get their foot into the beat writing space like I'm trying to do, not necessarily beat writing, but cover the sport and people respect me kind of thing. You have to be able to willing to learn. And that's what we're doing. And I watched this film probably solidly, including yesterday and this morning, about 20 times. And watched it and watched it and watched it. And before then, watched it a couple times and sent off my thoughts to a friend of mine who knows a little bit more than I do, and have gotten some thoughts from my mentor, the guy that's been able to give me this gig, Brooks Austin, which, by the way, promo for him. If you're not subscribed to the Film Guy over on YouTube, I don't know what you're doing. He does a national media hour. It's not national media hour. It's not all just Georgia stuff. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy it. But send it off to a buddy of mine, gave him my thoughts. One of the things I said, every now and then it seems like he's kind of slow in terms of, hey, this is what I'm seeing, but then reacts to it a little late. And I thought that was the case. And when I sent it, got the response back, I think it was pure gold. And again, part of learning, and again, trying to give it out to you or put it out to y'all that I'm still learning. I know just enough to get myself in trouble, but we got to build. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build for y'all. We're trying to build for the Gamecock fans. So you're able to look at football that more than just football, but break it down layer by layer, right? And when I sent him that, he was like, no, he's just a very methodical, every step has a purpose. And I read that. And when I read that, I watched it the first time. I watched the second time. I was like, what? But then you watch it and you watch it and you watch it and you watch it. And then you notice that this young man, his awareness is top notch. I'm not going to say elite because I'm not going to throw elite just out there just because he's a Gamecock commit or a Gamecock signee. But he's got elite, tangible, and he's physical. Not only that, this is a kid that went and played receiver as a freshman in high school to one of the top edge guys, as a senior in high school. So the kid is willing to work. He's willing to put his head down, work, grind, and you don't have to hear from him, nor does he want you to. From the interviews that I've kind of done with him, just asking some questions, it's just short and simple. That's what I've kind of noticed about this class. Short, simple, to the point. Here's your answer. I'm going to go play ball. And that's just it. And I love that about it. And that's what you're going to see here. And I've absolutely loved the fact that this is the first one that we're watching, because not only did I learn something, and by the way, we're going to have another one on Oscar Adaway, which I don't think a lot of people realize what kind of back South Carolina's getting him, but nonetheless, we're here about behind the film with Wendell. I think you're really going to enjoy this film. He is a heck of an athlete. You can see where that receiver background came from, but you're not here to talk to me. Let's get into this tape. All right. So when this is Wendell up here, by the way, and again, apologize about the look of it. We're trying to get better here for you guys, but as of kind of what he was told he was going to be asked to do, and at least early on in his career, this is it right here. He's just going to be a stand-up guy inside of the box, whether that be a 3-3-5, whether it be a 3-4, whatever. That's what he's going to do early in his career. Now, I do think at some point, if they do like a 3-4 kind of thing, he could very well play the jack role, which is asked to not only rush the passer, but defend as well. I think he's just that athletic to do so. And again, the only other thing that, and you're going to start, we're going to start the film because I'm ready to be done. The only thing that you will notice is he doesn't have like an arsenal of weapons in terms of what moves he uses to get around guys. It's strength. It's this little or swipe motion, and that's it. But so he will need to develop in terms of arsenal, in terms of his pass rushing abilities to not only just use one particular pass rushing move, if you will. But outside of that, the rest of it is just it's going to come with time and learning the speed of SEC play. But a couple things I want to talk about here. One, shout out to my boy Brooks. Want to talk about the discussions between a blitz and a press, which again, I knew what a blitz was. I knew what a press was. But just because you see something doesn't mean it's a press or it doesn't mean it's a blitz. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But want to talk about this real quick. Not every design, or not every play, I should say, is designed for everyone to go straight after the quarterback. I know that might come as a shocker to most. Sometimes what you need to do or what you are asked to do is to make sure you just contain. We're rushing with a purpose. If we get to them, fine. But the whole purpose of some of them is to make sure we're not outrunning ourselves here or here and giving running lanes for the quarterback when the pocket breaks down. Sometimes we want to rush to contain, where we contain the outside here. We have the rush lanes filled, so there's nowhere for that quarterback to go and feel trapped, and then you can close in on him. I'm assuming that's what he's being asked to do. Just based off of the other film that you have seen, he doesn't just go, he goes extreme, he's more physical, I'll put it that way, than he is right here. But he always gives himself the ability to be in position to make a play, whether it comes his way or not. And I just wanted to kind of go over that real quick to let you understand that. And we watched this full play or full speed. So see how he's not really pushing by, he's just sitting there? That's what I assume he's being asked to do. Because when you look at everyone else, again, it's not, I mean, there's pressure and all that stuff, but that's what I think he in particular is being asked to do. But we shall see. But while we're talking about it, or while we can see this formation, the difference between a pressure and a blitz, that way when you're watching next year, next season, a blitz, slide to the camera real quick. Blitz is when you're bringing 6 guys more. Pressure is when you're bringing 5, right? Pressure is when you're kind of just bringing what you got in the box. You're adding into that pressure, whereas a blitz, you're adding in an extra guy, if you will. And again, I knew what a difference between a pressure and a blitz was, but it's not always what it seems. So, for example, this guy, I think it was this guy, winds up dropping back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are definitely going, or 5 is definitely going. One of these two has the responsibility of that running back. Now, again, without being asked, I don't know. So I'm going to talk it through as it's 2 separate things. If he's being asked to cover the running back, or if he is being asked to cover the running back, which I don't think he is because he just kind of shoots. If 5 of them are going and he's responsible and the running back stays inside, his job isn't just to stand out here with his thumb up his butt. It's to go fill in. So if that running back stays and he happens to just fill in, it's not a blitz The pressure was called, but because the running back came or stayed in, he was allowed to come fill in as you should. Whereas if that running back were to come out and run on a route, you would have never had that have been 5 anyway. But if the play call was for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go, that's a blitz. So again, and shout out to my guy Brooks Austin for kind of explaining that to me. Just because, again, I knew 6 was a blitz, I knew 5 was a pressure. But just because there's 6 of them in there does not mean a blitz was called. It just so happened that the 6th man was filling in. Now, again, I don't know what they were asked to do. This kind of looks like the running back stayed in, so the 6th person was going to fill in anyway. But just kind of wanted to throw that out there, a little edge indication, if you will. But back to Wendell. Boom. Again, just I think he's quick around the edge. He's a little rusty in terms of pause real quick. So, how I was taught, how I think he was taught, how I think it is taught. Again, not 100% sure. Running back is over here somewhere. I don't know where he's at. Maybe he's back here. Whenever this tackle just completely ignores you, it's an option of some sort, whether it's a speed option, whether it's a read option, regardless. How I was taught is if you see that, you as this edge or primary edge defender should take your inside shoulder and rub it as close to that tackle's outside shoulder as possible. So when you come through, you can come and stay square. We're not running to go and just meet the running back, so we can stay square. So if that running back gets the ball, we can attack. If the quarterback keeps it, we can attack. But if we just run through it and not stay square, you can get beat. So when you watch this, he stays pretty daggone close. He's in it. However, he also isn't square. Now, for me, in theory, this is beat. Your back is away from where we're going. All this receiver has to do is do his job and block, and this could be a big play. Now, Wendell was not the sole reason this play was made. However, his athleticism allows him to make these mistakes from time to time. Where this DB here is this receiver doesn't block extremely well, kind of blows up the play and allows Wendell time to get back. However, he's quick enough to turn on a dime and go make a play. Again, full speed. Runs through it. Oh, we're not square, but we got to run, get lateral quickness. And then look at this. Again, South Carolina fans saw this a lot this year, especially at the defensive back position, where they would over pursue and just run instead of coming up, chopping your feet, settling in, acting like you're an athlete. And my buddy Brooke, anyway, moving on. And then making the tackle, they kept running by him. But look, he does it right here. Watch him chop his feet. Pop, pop, pop. And settles it. Has tremendous athletic ability. Does a better job here. This is what it's supposed to look like, right? We get that shoulder in. We're square here. Boom. And he has that extra gear at the end once he realizes the quarterback is not keeping. Just strong arming them. Again, kind of just that's kind of just consistent, that move there. And then the speed just around the edge. Like, well, there ain't a running back or a tackle alive that's going to keep up with him at the high school level for the most part. Again, just bullying. Just swipe down, get out of the way. Boom. Oh, this one right here. I love this play. I love it so much from Wendell. Now, again, you can say the guard took a bad angle. You can say the guard is half of his size. Whatever you want to say. I don't care. This right here, you're going to have the guard pull. I think it's a trick play because the tackle is going to pull as well. and wind up coming into the end zone. He's going to come, and I think he's going to notice. This is Wendell right here, by the way. He's going to notice the guard pull. And I put in the article, he has the ability to absorb blocks. What do I mean by that? I mean, he can take on that block and not just be thrown into the trash. He can absorb it, and he can stay put. Nothing there, and then shed it and move on. You're going to see exactly that. So I'm going to show you in slow-mo just real quick, as slow as I can. Bop, 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 bop. Here's the guard, and they're going to make contact here. They make contact here. Watch where his feet go. Nowhere. That's the guard. Boom, contact, shoved him off. And now we're here because we're square to make a play. We didn't over pursue and run ourselves in there. We didn't allow the guard to get up and knock us out. We're just there. Boom. And then sheds, and he's there and available to make a play. So I'll show it to you full speed so you can see it. I love every bit of it. I love his ability, man. Boom, off of me, go make a play. Go show that next gear and go make a play. And this is why, so this is one of them too I sent. So like, this is one of them said, well, it just feels like he's being slow. Like, boom, just go attack. Because of his first couple of the steps, it's like, dot. But again, he doesn't over pursue it. He just kind of settles in and just goes and makes the play, makes the sure tackle play. We're not here trying to beat him to the ball. Another one, a good job again, being that, just keeping your shoulder on the out as close as you can. The closer you are, if that running back gets the ball, the closer you are to that inside shoulder to that outside tackle, the easier it's going to be to get there if the running back keeps the ball, but also remains square to be able to turn. This is him on special teams. Again, this is not a slow guy at all, to say the least. I think these next couple, again, this every step's with a purpose. Strong hands. I do think from time to time he tends to be an arm tackler and kind of will tackle high instead of just go lower the boom. But again, I do think there is a raw talent here, and he's going to be a good player. I think he will play early. He just needs a couple of snaps and guys to learn from. The ability to fight through the trash. And you're not beating him. You're not beating him. I mean, this was a kid that played receiver. His lateral quickness is extremely good. I'd argue elite. And again, I said I wasn't going to throw that word around, but I think it is. Got to do a little bit better job of finishing there. Props to the quarterback. I know, I get that, but takes the check down. That block is out as if it's not even there. Piss poor job by there. But even a better job to just get off, make sure he reads the check down, and then goes. Reads that this is a straight pass. The first person arguably might be the safety. And again, this is not me. This is Huddle, and I apologize. First person that realized this is a pass, Wendell, I think, realized it right here in his next step. 1, 2, 3, out. And he's roughly doing the same thing, but again, his recognition to convert from pass to run or run to pass, I think is extremely good. And then this last little bit right here is kind of just showing what South Carolina did extremely well at the defensive line. He has the wherewithal. If I'm not going to get home, I'm going to at least have my hands in a place where I can win. And I can get my hands up. And he just bats the ball down a couple times here, and that's what it is. He has the ability to know, and he's aware, hey, I'm not getting home. Hey, I'm not square. I need to fix this. Hey, I need to make sure that I slide and contain on my side. The dude knows his job perfectly. He knows how to do his job. The only thing he has to really develop is that pass rushing arsenal. But that's Wendell Gregory. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it took so long. We will have Dante Reno's tape out, his tape is out Wednesday. Article's going to be on Monday. See you tomorrow, believe it or not, for another edition show that we still haven't named yet, but it's going to be a fun one. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.